hell of a wallop for school, Mom.
Would you gentlemen care for another round?
I'll live, I reckon.
Too bad.
What is it with you, Louie? You act like I should apologize. You were the one who hit me.
You asked for it.
Right there you look. I'm sorry. I just wanted you to loosen up, let your hair down, so you didn't scare off every eligible bachelor that came at you. What do I say now? What?
Why do you assume that my happiness depends on my having a mate?
It's nature's way.
Nature, my dear sir, is something we were put on this earth to overcome. For your information, I am perfectly content living alone.
Miss Fletcher, you want to survive? Fine. You want to live. You let your guard down, let love come in.
Despite what you think, I have been in love. And I find that it's...
It's what, Jenny? Go on, you started to say. Caused a lot of pain, didn't it?
You said that I did not. Please, sir, allow me to return to my customers.
Whoa. I'm just trying to reach out. Friend to friend. Give me a chance.
No. Thank you, Mr. Buchanan. I know who I am. And I am perfectly content with my life just as it is.
You say so. Keep the change. I'm gonna have lunch with my bride.
Business? And what kind of business could keep you here?
I'm trying to explain that. When I got back to Lambview, there was a check waiting for me here. It was from the Argentinian government, something to do with my father's estate.
I thought you said that the government had confiscated all his holdings.
That's true. Apparently, a higher court ruled that I'm entitled to some of the money. And, you know, before I had a chance to call and tell you the good news, Rafe approached me and told me that he had to sell Delilah's company. And before I knew it, I had offered my inheritance in return. Steve, it was such a good opportunity, I couldn't turn it down. Please say something.
Why? Did you say anything to me before you jumped into this with how much?
$50,000.
$50,000?
And I'll pay the rest off as the company accrues its money. Rafe needed an answer right away. I didn't mean not to tell you. It's just I went with my instincts and he said yes.
Honey, I'm sure that Rafe is an honest guy, but you can't just buy a business like you buy a new hat. How the hell do you expect to run this thing?
I wish you wouldn't treat me like a child. You know, I was on the ground floor when Delilah started out. If I get in over my head, I'm sure I can ask for advice.
Yeah, sure, but I don't know anything about the clothing business.
Well, I was thinking of someone who used to advise Delilah. Max.
Viki, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. As I told you at the church, Clint was always very, very fond of you. You know, when we heard about your father's death.
There's been enough sadness and needless tragedy in all our lives. Now, if there's anything I can do to help, maybe take Evan and Joy to a hockey game or something?
Oh, I think they'd love that.
Well, be sure to get extra tickets for the next home game. You tell them I'm counting on them.
I will. Thank you very much.
Bo? Hi, Rob Carnall.
Oh, yeah, Rob. Sure. I heard you were back, but I just didn't believe it. Or maybe I didn't want to believe it.
Well, same old Bo, always ready with the needle. I'm sorry about your brother.
Yeah, well, thank you. He was the best. You know, you always hear that about people, but he really was. He was the best.
No question. Listen, we really ought to get together real soon. Come down to my club. I'll give you the VIP treatment.
All right, I could use the VIP treatment as soon as the shock of this thing wears off.
Good. Don't be a stranger.
No.
Take care, Bo.
Thank you.
Trying to avoid me?
No. It's just that I'm here for Viki, not to socialize.
I didn't mean today. I mean, I haven't seen you since Melinda's party at WVLE. What's kept you so busy?
It's not what, it's more like who.
John.
Well, he is the boss, so he is involved. And I'm trying to settle up a few cases myself.
Oh, well, then you finally have some time to devote to my father's case.
Well...
I questioned Nurse Twain at the clinic. Now, she tried to look like she was cooperating, but I think she's hiding something. Maybe you can get something out of her.
Wait a minute. You want me to go back to Mountain View and question Nurse Twain?
It's not dangerous. Come on, Cass, what do you say?
All these people, the way the whole town seemed to turn out at the cemetery, you must be very touched, Viki.
Actually, I kept thinking how much Clint hated large gatherings.
He would have been proud of this one. Those people were there for only one reason. They loved Clint Buchanan. They respected him. God knows he'll be missed.
Anybody in here? The last thing I need is to share a cave with a grizzly. All right, I'm cold, I'm tired, and I'm hungry. And I'm coming in.
No, mister, don't hurt me.
Come on out here where I can see you. And no funny stuff.
Look, mister. Oh, Clint.
Buddy?
Oh, thank God it's
You little rascal, what are you doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
Well, I decided to follow you into the future.
Oh, you did you? Well, I got news for you, Mr. Buddy
Oh, come on, Clint. Pa already lectured me. I've had enough, please.
Look, I'm very happy that you were wanting to find me, buddy. But like I told you back at the farm.
I know. You have to go to your world. I have to stay in mine. I don't buy it. Now, what law says that you can go on in the future and I can't?
Because you're just a kid.
How come every time an adult runs out of explanations, it's always, you're just a kid?
All right, look, you probably think you're ready for grown-up adventures, but look where this one's gotten you. Here you are out in the hills, nothing but a cave for shelter.
Hey, same place it's gotten you.
All right, that's one for you. Buddy, I'd like to take you with me, but you don't belong in 1988. Your place is here with your folks, with your pa, with May, with Cody. They'd miss you something fierce. You'd miss them too, I bet.
Yeah, well, maybe a little bit. But I'd get over it.
You know, you remind me of my own boys. They're brave as lions and stubborn as mules. I'd love nothing better than to take you back with me. I'd like to have you meet Kevin and Joey, not to mention little Jessica.
And Cordero, you know, the one that looks like Cody?
Yeah. They'd get a big kick out of you. But it just won't work. You got your family here, and I gotta go back to mine, and I gotta go it alone.
Would you excuse us just 1 second?
Sure.
I spoke with her, and everything seems to be fine. So, do you want me to start giving people just a gentle nudge? Viki? That is what you want, isn't it? To be alone?
I'm not so sure, Bo. Once I'm left all alone in the house, without Clint, I don't know if I can handle it.
Can't make me go, Clint. I'm not gonna go.
Buddy, don't give me a hard time about this. Now, where I'm going, you can't follow. The future may be safe for me, but for you, anything could happen.
This is Edie Magnus. The nation's capital has some of the most violent drug wars in the country, most linked to Jamaican gangs. Tomorrow on World News This Morning, before Good Morning America.
May I get you something, Mr. Buchanan, or would you prefer to rest first?
Why did you lost my armband?
Pardon?
I lost it. At the church or the cemetery.
No, it's no big deal, Asa.
Maybe not to you. It's a big deal to me. Here I am, burying my own son. No armband to show proper respect, because this damn fool. It looked like I didn't care about Clint.
I'm very sorry, sir.
No, it's okay. It's not okay. I pay you a hell of a lot of money. You can't do a simple thing, attach an armband properly?
Just let it go.
Let it go, Bose, let it go. I'm gonna let him go, you're fired. Now get out of here.
The young man here got lost and came in here for shelter. I got lost and stumbled across the boy, and we had no idea we were trespassing on your territory, so we'll just be on our way.
You stay. I've been waiting for you.
How could you be waiting for me? No one had any idea I was even going to be here. So what do you mean you were waiting for me?
I would like to help. You.
Well, you know, if there's some way you could help get this young fella back to Buchanan City, I'd be much obliged.
And what about you, Clint?
Me? Well, I'm just going to keep on riding until I get to where I'm trying to go, buddy.
I know the desert and the mountains and the secrets of the stars.
Is that a fact? Well, I don't think that's really going to help me out that much. I come from a far country, a distant land that no one around here has seen before.
I, too, come from a far-off land and must make the journey home.
Hey, Clint, what do you say that we share our girl with him, because he's got a long journey just as well?
Well, sure. We'd be very happy to have you join us.
I recall taking the same care with your armband I did with your son. I'm very sorry.
Asa, you've got to give Nigel another chance.
You know, he ought to hire on with that sheriff in Arizona. They make a great team, both useless. When you need the most, they let you down.
No, that sheriff did all he could to find Clint.
When he first went out to look Clint, he should have found him on the first day. If he and those damn ranch hands had done a proper job, my son would be sitting at his fireplace at his ranch right now.
Yeah, but you and I, we couldn't find him either.
I will never forgive myself for that, Bo.
We did all we could. That's all any man can be asked to do, for himself or for anybody else. Asa, you gotta quit trying to lay blame. It was Clint's time.
No. My time, maybe, not Clint's.
Well, unfortunately, we're not the ones who decide those kind of things.
I had a sermon at church. I had one at the cemetery. I don't need one from you.
Paul, you've got to let go. You've got to accept the fact that Clint's gone, and you've got to find a way to deal with that.
You know, Bo, a father loves all his kids. That firstborn, there's something special about him. He centers your life. He gives it real meaning for the first time. In a heart full of love that you've never known before in your life.
You've got a lifetime of good memories, Paul.
The hell with the damn memories. I want my son, Bo.
I told Nigel that you'd reconsidered you're going to keep him on.
If he slips one more time.
No, he won't. He won't, Asa.
What's that?
These are some cards that were in the flowers that people sent. I figured maybe we ought to have some thank you notes print it up, or if you want to answer these yourself.
Yes, yeah, put them over there, please.
Weatherman says it's going to snow again tonight. You still have that place in the Virgin Islands?
Yes.
I just figured maybe it could be a good idea to go down there for a while. You know, get some sun, do some swimming anytime you want, maybe try some relaxing.
Been talking to Larry Warley.
No, sir, I haven't, but I think he'd agree with me that it'd do you a world of good to have a vacation.
I'm staying in Landview.
Yeah, Pa, but a change of scenery that could help you deal with the pain you're going through.
Lying in the sun and swimming is not going to make this pain go away. Oh, you want to take off? Fine. I'll be here for Viki and for the kids.
Well, maybe Kevin and Joy, they'd like to go along with you. No, okay, Pa, it's just a thought.
If you're going to hover over me like a mother hen, you better check into a hotel.
Mr. Buchanan, Mrs. Sanders is here to see you.
Thank you, Nigel.
What are you doing here, Elizabeth?
I came to pay my respects and offer my deepest sympathy for your loss.
You are lying. You're here to gloat, lady.
I very much appreciate what it was that cured my blindness, and I appreciate being able to see my ancestors. But the thing is, I miss my wife and kids, and I want to get back to them.
Well, look, mister, if you think he's loco, he's really not. He's from the future. He gave me this tape recorder. He also showed me these colored pictures. They were in color.
You're the only one that knows these things.
Yes, sir. Well, except you now.
Well, I made some damn fool lecture to the townspeople in Buchanan City. Got me called a prophet. Not meaning to, of course.
We strive to know everything in the universe, to understand it. But we fail to realize what a terrible burden it can be.
Yeah, that's for sure. Anyway, my main burden now is getting out of this time warp. And you got any ideas on how I could break through?
We can look into the fire and ask for questions. I want you to stay.
Holy smoke, look at that!
Well, what's the answer?
Do not search the desert. The days will turn into months, then many years, and you will still not find your way home.
Oh, wait a minute. I crossed over back into the past. There's got to be some way that I'm able to cross back into the future.
If you cross the border of time, death awaits you, my friend.
I got these airline tickets when Lita was first spotted in Venice. I figured if we got some good news, we could bop right over there. So we'll take them down to the airport, get them revalidated, save you some time.
Yeah, thank you. I'll settle up with you later, Bix. Thanks.
When Mom wakes up from her nap, you have to have a plan to make her feel better. If she starts crying, I'll cry. No, that'll only make her cry more. You gotta cut that out, Joey. I can't help it.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Cord, can I ask you a question?
Sure, Kim. What is it?
Mom's really upset.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. And I think she may be for quite some time. You know, even though it seems like she's getting better, every once in a while, out of nowhere, she may burst into tears. Or she just may ask to be alone every once in a while. That's sometimes how people react when they lose somebody that they love so much.
What can we do?
Unfortunately, guys, I don't know that there is a whole lot you can do. Except keep telling your mommy how much you love her more than you used to.
But Dad would do more.
Look, Kev, I know what you're trying to do here, and I think it's real neat. I know you want to be the man of the house now, and I know your mommy really appreciates that, too. But I also think she'll appreciate it if the two of you don't try to grow up too fast, you know what I mean?
Your mom has got Cord and Bo and your grandpa Ace to take care of all the grown-up stuff, okay?
Yeah. And I think we all got to keep an eye out for your mom right now. And you're going to have Max here to help you out. I'm sure he'll be available anytime you need him.
Absolutely.
See? So right now, I think we just need to take care of each other. And if you guys feel like you need to cry or something, that's okay. That'll make you feel a little bit better.
Did you cry?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. And I don't think I'm quite finished yet. So I tell you what, why don't you guys take care of each other and your little sister. And why don't you leave the grown-up stuff to the grown-ups for a while?
Thanks, Gord.
It's okay. Listen, I want you guys to know something. I am really proud of you guys. And I think Paul would be proud of you guys, too. Hey, that Fitzpatrick's stomach I hear growling? Maybe he's a little bit hungry, huh?
Me too. Let's go check out what's for dinner, Joey.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, okay, don't stuff yourself, huh?
You're real good with them.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of lessons watching Clint.
I think it's more important for you to be here for them right now. I'll go to Venice and go find Tina.
Asa, although you and I are not the best of friends, I wouldn't wish this pain on my worst enemy. Having lost my own son, I can understand your grief, your anger, and all the questions that seem to have no answers. But there are answers, and I hope in time you'll find them, as I did.
I appreciate your sympathies. My remarks before were...
No, perfectly understandable. To me, at least. I tended to lash out at people, too. Simply because of the fact that they were alive and Charles was not.
Elizabeth, I'll call a shrink, and maybe he can explain some of my actions to me.
I'd like to offer my apologies for my father's bad behavior. I'm Bo Buchanan.
Oh, I'm so very pleased to meet you. I hope you'll accept my condolences, too.
Well, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Cordero has mentioned you on occasion. He tells me you've been in Europe with your wife.
Yes, but not anymore now. I'm right here to stay.
Your wife will be joining you here, then?
No, I'm recently divorced.
Oh, dear. I am sorry.
Elizabeth, that's long enough of the sympathies. You're free to go.
Asa, I came here not only to offer my condolences, but also I'd like to offer my help.
How?
In running the Sanders Chemical Division of Buchanan Enterprises. Well, heaven knows I've had the experience.
You expect me to believe that you want to do this out of the goodness of your heart?
Whether you believe it or not, that is the truth.
So you think this old fool will be deep-sea fishing or whatever, and then you'll call on every chip you can and try and run the company?
No, my dear. I no longer have the desire or energy for that. No, I simply want to give you the option of getting away for a while, and knowing the company won't fall apart in your absence.
Well, Mrs. Sanders, I think the best thing for my father right now is hard work.
Elizabeth, that is the best thing.
Well, if you should change your mind...
I won't. If you'll excuse us.
Of course. I'll see myself out.
It's an interesting lady. Tough as nails, but intriguing.
I don't want to talk about Elizabeth or anybody. I want to be left alone, Bo. Please.
Well, maybe there's a way I can beat the odds and slip through this border of time. Maybe your great spirit will appreciate determination and the love that I have for my wife and kids.
You are a very stubborn man.
Well, I've heard that, but the point is, will you help me?
If you are determined to go ahead, then first, you must take a step back.
A step back to what?
To Buchanan City.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Now, just a minute. I've been kind of going along with you up to now, but I don't understand how going back to Buchanan City is going to help me get back home.
You have unfinished business there. It must be resolved before you have a chance at all of finding your way into the future.
But Clint already had a showdown with Buck, and that made the ranchers and the farmers make peace, so do you think the gods might have missed that?
A very courageous act.
That was something that had to be done, but it's done. It's over with. There's nothing left to be resolved.
The task that awaits you is far more difficult than settling a range war. It will take extraordinary patience and courage.
And just what is it?